Hey, what's up, everybody? So I got a few things I want to talk about. Some are Laker related. Others are maybe just other stuff going on. And I don't want to make a full video for uh, for each and everything that I want to say in this particular video. So I'll just try to condense it. Okay, the first thing is this: Anthony Davis has a knee thing. I heard it was a sprain. I heard it was fluid in the knee as well. So he thinks he's going to play tomorrow, game four. It may be wise for us to not play him. I know it's the playoffs, but I just think that with what we've already known about his injury history this season, it would be wise to try to sit him anytime he feels any discomfort. Same with LeBron, unless we get further into the playoffs to where that's not possible. And that's another reason why we should, because it is so early in the playoffs. Even though each and every series obviously holds its own level of intensity to where you'd better win or you going home. But at the same time, the earlier you are in the playoffs, the more likely you are to be able to get away with sitting a guy like Anthony Davis for a game like this. So if we do happen to sit him tomorrow, I think I'll be okay with that. Um, but it does put us in a position to probably lose the game. To be honest with you, the way things have been going, he's so important to what we're doing for in this series, especially more so than maybe even some others. So you would rather not put him in a position to have to not be comfortable and then risk re-injury or risk him falling out of rhythm because he's trying to play hurt or what have you. So we'll see how he feels tomorrow. The NBA, I'm sure the Lakers will make a decision on that tomorrow and so on and so forth. But whatever's going on there leaves me with yet another reason to be concerned about our team in the playoffs. So it's all over the place as far as what I think the Lakers are capable of doing versus what I think they're going to do. Excuse me. It's all over the place, but it really does just come down to health, as I'm sure you've heard me say over 677 times. So, moving on from that. The next thing I want to talk about is the Los Angeles Clippers. They have tied up the series with the Dallas Mavericks. And, I was going to make a video about them yesterday, and I'm glad I didn't because I wasn't paying attention to the fact that they had been playing at that same time and they were winning that game. So it was very important that I didn't continue on the path that I was on because what I was going to mention is they got to play Rondo, man. And they have. They've worked him into the equation more so than they had to start the series, and I think it's best for them. Have not been watching the Clippers like that, but I have been listening to the commentary and watching some highlights. And the one thing that I can honestly say, beyond the shadow of a doubt, is that Luka Doncic is the best player in the series right now. He is the best player in the series right now. Now, I don't want to be disrespectful to Kawhi's legacy because Kawhi has accomplished enough to where saying more than that probably is a bit disrespectful. Luka has to accomplish some things. Dribble for dribble, shot for shot, Luka's a better player than Kawhi Leonard. That's what I'm here to tell you guys. Greater comes from accomplishments coupled with talent and skills, and a lot of that has to do with luck as well. Injuries, playing time, circumstances of your team dynamic, things like that. A lot has to do with how a player's ultimately pans out. But for me, shot for shot, dribble for dribble, I'm going to take Luka Doncic in this series. And that doesn't bode well for the Clippers. And it hasn't bode well for the Clippers thus far. But they did find a way to win 2 games in this series. And that's a big deal. Porzingis, his health has been in question. I don't know what his status is for the following game. I don't know. But I do know that they found a way to win a game. Now, if I'm not mistaken, they've played 2 games and they tied the series up. But now that I think about it, they may have only played 3 games. I don't know. But either way, what it really comes down to is the Clippers found a way to get back into the series. And I'm glad I didn't mention anything about that because what I was going to say is they just have done the poor job of incorporating Rondo into what it is that they do. So for me, it's like this. All season long, hell, even last season, I've been saying the same thing. Facilitator is what the Clippers need. They needed somebody who passed the rock around. No, they got one of the best ones in the world. They picked up somebody who helped us win a championship last year, so I know and trust Rondo very, very much. And would love to have him back next season if such a thing were possible. But the reality of the situation is this: if you don't play him, he can't do what it is that he does to help your team. And the Clippers weren't really playing him to start the series. From what I understand, they were trying to play Kawhi Leonard at the point forward. And Kawhi Leonard has improved quite a bit passing the rock, but he's not a passer. It's just like when we asked Kobe Bryant to be a facilitator back in, like, what was it, '09 or something like that, whatever year that was. That's not his game, bro. You can ask him to do that, and he'll give you what he got, but you're also taking the ball away from him in the way that makes him most special, which is scoring the rock. Same thing that's going on with Devin Booker and Chris Paul ain't out there. Now you're asking guys who excel in what it is that they do great to do things that they're not so great at, and as a result, it pulls them away from doing what it is that they're great at. So Kawhi Leonard is definitely going to be, in theory, a better player for the Clippers in general. If they have a facilitator like Rondo on the floor, just play him. Just play him. And I know that, there's a lot to consider. Maybe his conditioning isn't where it was last year. Maybe he's just falling off a cliff. We've seen stuff like that happen. One year, a guy's good. The next year, Father Time hits him hard and it's over. I don't know. I have no idea. But what I can say is it's playoff time. Rajon Rondo makes his money in playoff time. And if you have Rondo on your team, you have a cheat code come playoff time. So if you don't use that cheat code, it's like, what did you bring him here for? And most importantly, do you realize how much of a mistake you're making by not playing him? So that was really my thing. But they found a way to work him into the series. They won the last game, I think, because of it. And we'll see what happens from here. So as long as they play Rondo, there's nothing to complain about in regards to the Clippers. I think they're going to come back and win the series if they continue to play Rondo too, mind you that. It's going to be tough, but I look at the Clippers and I say from top to bottom, I like their roster slightly better than Dallas. And I think Dallas has done a good job of taking the momentum from last season and bringing that confidence to this series in regards to how they started the series with the Clippers and ultimately went down when Porzingis went down. But they know they have confidence against this team. I think a little bit of that is what's propelled them to the success that they've had thus far. As the series progresses, I still think the Clippers are going to find a way to not only get back into the series if they haven't already, because I'm not really sure what the count is. I think it's either 2-1 or 2-2. But if they haven't found their way back into the series, I think they're going to do that. And I had them winning this series at the beginning. I think it was either in 6 or 7, and I still have the Clippers winning this series in either 6 or 7. Dallas has looked great to start the series, but like I said, I just don't love their roster like that. I think their roster has achieved quite a bit. I think Luka Doncic has had free reign to kind of do whatever he wants a little bit. The defensive schemes that they've had against Luka haven't worked, and they have to revamp. And I also have more faith in Ty Lue than what he's lived up to start this series. And I know that I probably didn't phrase that right, but I believe that Ty Lue is a better coach than what we've seen. I've seen him do things that would give me that belief in him. And this has been a tough series for him to start. Now, I know he's going up against a fantastic coach in Rick Carlisle. We all know Carlisle's the real deal. But I just feel like Ty Lue's been through too many wars to get swept in this series. And, of course, they've already won a game, but I just don't see them going out in 5 either. This is going to be a situation where I feel like Ty Lue is going to make adjustments, and I think those adjustments are going to they're going to work. I think that. So maybe I have more faith in the Clippers than most people in terms of what they're going to do in this series, but I still have them winning it. I do. I still have them winning it. So we'll see how that plays out. All right, I'll move on. Let's see. The Washington Wizards and the Philadelphia 76ers. Last I checked, that was a blowout. Game 3. It's probably still going to stay that way. Go for 14. MB. 10-4. We'll do. So, yeah, I got to run, you guys, but just want to touch on a couple of topics. I may make a follow-up video to try to squeeze in some more things. I want to get in the Wizards and the Philadelphia 76ers. As I was going to say, it looked like a blowout. That looks like it's going to be a sweep. That was literally all I was going to say. So, yeah, my name is BDF44. Thank you guys for watching. Back to work I go. I'm out.